I'm Marie Wood, and I'm here with Larry Laslo in the Chaddock showroom. Larry, you guys have been very busy this 6 months.
We have been enormously busy. This is the biggest collection I think I've ever had brought out for me at one time.
Tell us about it.
Well, first of all, the finishes are spectacular. It's beautiful, beautiful dark wood. It's alder, and it's darkened enough so that you can really see that it's wood. It's not the Java from hell that we've been looking at that is so dark you're not sure what it is. It has life and it's wood. This chest is called Scandal. And I love to name my pieces because I can remember when they, tell me, let's do the 9, 5, 2, 6, 8, 10. What is it? This has got a name and it has a personality. It's Scandal. Great little Regency-like chair with a kind of an Asian geometric pattern on it. And we love nail heads here too. Lots of things are nailed, and it just kind of, it nails it. It gives it a little personality. And a little bit of bling, which I love. Speaking of bling, we have a little Swarovski here too, which I think is absolutely beautiful. I've always been partial to some bling in a showroom. Anyway, this is the Regent bed. Perhaps we should have named it HRH because we have these hot pink sheets. Everyone loves pink, and it certainly would be a marvelous evening in this bed with all these velvets and, again, hot pink. I love the color. It gives it the zap to any room.
So Larry, this also is a Regent collection.
Absolutely. It's a Regency feeling table, but it's updated, simplified, long, lean, and slimmed down. And it's this wonderful chair called Gilda. And I love it's glazed metallic linen. And again, with the dark finish. And of course, it's got a little ring on the back, so that you can, if you've been eating pepperoni pizza at this table, you can just put that in one hand
and not mess up the gorgeous fabric.
Not mess up the fabric.
That's right.
And the idea of really, high polish like this with a simple, humble raffia, which happens to be gilded in this case, we also do it in silver, I think is a nice change in texture.
So you're on the Wilshire sofa.
I certainly am. It's one of our best-selling sofas, and it's an old-time classic, but we've updated with this beautiful fawn velvet here, and then this kind of accordion braid, and then, of course, nail heads and more nail heads on top of braid, and these little gilded acorns, and it's a very old-world look that looks entirely new right now in this particular combination of stuff.
Larry, we've just gone from that very sleek Regent collection to this, wow, Hollywood.
It is, and you know what? It's over the top in a wonderful, wonderful way. This bed is called Dolce, and it's raw silk in a wonderful blue-gray. And then, of course, we have a purple duvet and blue on the other side, moving down to, a big, wonderful. Benches are important.
Larry, do you make your bedding?
We make all the bedding, absolutely. Because, when it gets to the stores or it even gets home, who else could do this with the colors? And we can make you anything you want.
Absolutely.
And the nice little funny touch here, which no one is probably going to notice, is a Swarovski bed bug on the pillow. I always love art pieces in my showrooms because it really gives people something to think about. These were the last photographs taken of Marilyn by Bert Stern, and they're just they're so beautiful, especially in this entire grid. And I guess it's a bit morbid, but these are Marilyn's writings describing what might happen at her funeral, which is, of course, and these were taken right before her death, so it's interesting, and I included that.
Larry, the Dolly sofa always looks amazing. So tell me, how did you name this sofa Dolly?
Well, it's really named after Salvador Dali. I always use art influences in my work. Notice the whole form here is very surreal and Dali-esque, which is a word. Speaking of sculpture, this is really, a table can be sometimes more than just a table. Look at this. This is so great. This is called the edge table because it's edgy. It's one big silver box, and then, of course, you pull it out on each side, and it's twice its size and ready for drinks, food, etc. I love black and white, always have. We have black sisal here, white fur carpets, shell tops on these tables called Dream, and these very retro 1950s linen sofas cut out here. Again, black and white art. And moving over here, these really are like display stands, but that's what they are. They're etagères, they are lit from here so that the light filters all the way down. You don't have it in your eye up there, and they're silver and gold. Again, one of my favorite combinations, as you can see. Doesn't everybody want a white pearlized tufted bed? I think this is just beautiful. And of course, I've done again the cushions on the flat, piped in pearlized with linen and more pearlized leather. So you can really see all this handwork here.
Larry, the furniture you design for Chaddock and the rooms that you create in the Chaddock showroom are honestly some of the best in the market. I want to hear more about your design projects.
Well, my design projects are probably as wild as sometimes as my rooms here. I mean, I do walk a little on the wild side with these showrooms. I mean, not everyone is daring enough to do a turquoise room and chairs to go with, but I do have clients who will do it. And early on, I take them shopping for, weeks before we buy anything, so I see what their hand gravitates to, and whether they really do want color or whether they want to be neutral. And I never force color on a client who really doesn't want it because they're not comfortable with it.
Can you share with us any big projects that you're especially proud of?
Well, I think I'm proud of all the stores I've done, like Bergdorf's on Fifth Avenue, Takashimaya. I've done, I've worked with Adrienne Vittadini on all of her houses, and Adrienne loves color, but everything she came home to was basically white, cream, gold. So, it's not necessarily always, some people want to live in the spotlight, some people want to live loudly, and some people want to retreat and just be quiet. And you have to find out who they are before you start decorating for them. You become family, you know more than you want to know, but that's part of the thing. Part of the job.
Yeah.
Yes, part of the process, exactly. You got to go on that journey to find out what to do for them. Before the word eclectic was coined, I was called schizoid. I am very eclectic. I mean, I mix everything together. A 1960s, very tall lamp a la Doris Day and Rock Hudson, a mirror completely made of shells, a piece of plaster that's neoclassical, vases collected from thrift shops, some old, some new, and then this wonderful case piece which is, again, beautifully finished, silver doors, and these wild two ribbon handles, again, sculpture. And it all mixes together because I have conviction. You have to have conviction to make anything work. I love this table here. It's called Halo, and it's ovular, of course, to a high polish, long, sleek, and thin. It's kind of like a greyhound on a kind of really a triangular base, which is truncated on the top, and it's just a beautiful, again, piece of sculpture, but it is a table. It has to be both. And new chair called Gilda, again with a ring on the back. Ovular piece here, one button, and it's a beautiful, beautiful silhouette. Notice the leg.
Larry, when did you begin your working relationship with Chaddock?
About 12 years ago. And it's been wonderful ever since because they allow me to do really what I want to do. And, and I'm not boxed into any one particular style. I'm moving as I wish and going where the wind blows me because that's what design is all about. The next, the next, the next.
And they give you the freedom to create.
They certainly do.
So what do you feel like is your biggest moment against your competitors? What do you feel like your edge is?
I think my edge is the fact that I'm edgy.
I would agree with that.
I'm edgy. I do take risks, and in tight money situations, as we're really in now, and where things probably should be taken. I think they should be safe. We're not doing that anymore because we're really, it's like hell, let's be creative, let's really do something that's different, and it's what I want to do. And what I do really doesn't look much like anyone else. It's not even the pieces themselves sometimes, it's again, the way I put it together, the unusual way, that I do have an unusual way of coupling things in life, with people, and with furniture.
Well, what inspires you the most? Is it travel? Is it personal?
Travel always inspires me. Art always inspires me. Certainly, fashion inspires me. I can look at a dog's tail, the curve of a dog's tail, and find inspiration in that for the leg of a chair. Who knows? Anything in nature it inspires me. I think forms in nature are the most beautiful, and colors in nature.
Larry, I know you've done a lot of amazing projects. Can you share a few details of some of your favorites?
Well, first of all of my projects become family. They all become my family, and they range from couples to families with 14 children. The whole design revolves around the children, and it's great fun because, again, I get to pick their brain. I spend a long time seeing what they want, what they gravitate to, and then we start working. And frankly, I haven't worked for a lot of celebrities. Most of them want everything free, and it hasn't happened to me yet. If Cher calls me tomorrow, I'd love to do a room for her.
Larry, I know you've done some very exciting projects. Share with us some of the towns or cities or countries that you've done work in.
Well, I just finished a house in Mexico City, and I really got to see Mexico City. It was a totally different place than I imagined it to be, and it was a family with 3 children, and I just absolutely fell in love with them. I did a house, last year in Martha's Vineyard, 2 houses in Aspen, about 5 houses in Aspen now, 2 or 3 houses in the Hamptons. One was 16 bathrooms, so it was quite interesting to deal with that one. And I'm doing a penthouse in New York, another little house in Gramercy Park. Where else am I? And then I've done, great jobs in my early days for Hanamori in Tokyo, and things in Europe, and well, it goes on and on.
So after the market, I assume you're going to take a little time off to rest. And then what's next on the horizon?
What's next on the horizon? I'm going to New York to start work on my book.
Great.
Oh?
Will we have a book published by next year?
You will, certainly.
Fantastic.